Hey, good time of the day for you. Great time for you to be here on your yoga mat. My name is Christopher. Really, this class I'm doing for Seth. He's been practicing a 30-minute class for a while now, a beginning yoga class, if you will, and we're really just going to step it up. Today's class is going to be a mixed bag of rocket yoga. I teach a weekly class at a studio. I teach a rocket class, and this is the flow we've been doing for the past month or so. You know, a variation of this pose. What's great about rocket is that we kind of do the same things week in and week out, just adding on to it and getting stronger. Let's really come today, start in a tabletop pose. Great place to begin. Spread your fingers wide and then empty your lungs and dome your spine up for a cat pose. Push all the air out, use your belly muscles to do so, and then come through a flat back onto table to forearms. Maybe have another breath out here and move side to side into some shoulders. Get some intuitive action happening in the body. Try to connect with your breath just in this moment, nice and slow, and decide if you'd like to stay here or walk your knees wider. Bring your toes to touch or somewhere about in that area and start to sink your hips back. And now you'll be relaxed in a child's pose. See if you can close your eyes. You know, I'll be moving circles on my mat as we go through it, and I'll try to demonstrate this class as much as I can so you can get a feel for it. So if I move out of the poses, you just go ahead and relax in them if you enjoy listening to the commands. But also, if you ever find that it's too challenging for you, you can always just come back to this pose here, this child's pose. You could also take a block underneath your hips. I should have mentioned that it's best to have a block throughout this practice. In fact, it's best to have two. You can find them at any TJ Maxx or Ross or any good store in your neighborhood, really, that sells yoga blocks. If you don't have them, no big deal. We'll find modifications throughout that will allow you to enjoy the flow like everybody else. Fill up your lungs into your belly all the way in. And when you're full, use your stomach muscles to push it out. Inhale through the nose, fill up the belly, feel the chest rise. Push it out. Now come back into a nice long ujjayi breath. That means you're just breathing in through your nose, nice and slow. And as you breathe out through the nose as well. But you keep a slight constraint at the lower part of your throat, and it'll sound kind of like you're fogging up a mirror with your mouth closed. Some people say Darth Vader. Some people call it victory breath, the breath of victory, because it warms up your organs. Inhale through the nose. Long exhale through the nose. Make your way into a downward facing dog. Spread your fingers wide, walk out your dog. Plenty of great things to do right here. You might lift one leg up and pull it into the back of the other knee and flex it out. Do some fun stuff, some intuitive stuff here. Because we do a lot of repetition in this class, it's nice to also add in a little bit of thoughtful conversation to yourself about which arm always lifts up first, what leg always steps back first, and can you find a way to continue the breath and switch it up a little bit throughout your practice. Breathe in, come on your tippy toes. Exhale, walk or shift your heels back, lift your hips high, wrap your shoulder blades back so that your elbows are kind of making their way to point toward your toes, and really push the floor away. Inhale on your tippy toes. Tippy toe to your hands. Keep your hands as flat as you can, as long as you can, even if that means you're bending your knees to get there. And then half lift. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Forward fold. Extended mountain, maybe begin with straight leg or bent knees. Exhale, bring your hands through to the center of your chest and bow your head slightly. I know we're far apart in time and in spaces, but still our vibration can meet up right here. Let's share an Om. First, a clearing breath. Breathe in through your nose. Now breathe in for Om. Let your hands fall to your side, stand up straight, and scan the weight of your body. Scan the weight of your emotions. It's okay to direct all of the positive energy built up from this class into one specific part of your imagination or a part of your body, or even some thought outside of here, some person that could use your strength in this moment. And believe how strong you are. As you inhale, bring your arms up. Take your gaze to your thumbs. Invite a little back bend, baby. And then exhale, bring your nose through. Come all the way down. Half lift, squeeze your shoulder blades in. And then step back to a high plank. Breathe out, keep breathing out. As you lift your tailbone up slightly and spread your shoulder blades away from your spine. On the next inhale, shift forward and lower all the way down. We'll do a cobra pose. Now the knees never have to touch. Untuck the toes, press the shoelace part in, lift up for cobra, squeeze your shoulder blades back and tuck your chin. Breathe out. We'll do another one with your breath. Now exhale all the way, tuck the toes back under and press up to plank. To down dog, breathe out. Top of your mat. Keep pushing the air out as you move forward. And then on the inhale, it's a half lift. Fold forward, breathe out. Extended mountain, bring your arms up and maybe bring them down different. Have some fun with your practice. Bend your knees when you want, half lift. Maybe step the other leg back to a high plank. Inhale, shift forward, lower all the way down or halfway down. Untuck the toes, straighten the arms, draw your shoulder blades back. Exhale, back to plank, maybe to a down dog or right to down dog. What I just did is more of an advancement. We'll use the next two sun salutations to lift the leg forward. So just for a breath, the right leg up, knee to nose, breathe out and step through. Have an inhale, step to a forward fold. Half lift, breathe in. We're gonna kick up the speed a little bit. Fold, extended mountain, breathe up. Again to fold. Half lift. This time high to low plank or all the way down. The inhale is where the back bend is. The exhale is where the down dog is. Slow down your breath. Inhale the left leg back. Pull the knee as far in as you can go and then step through. Inhale. Step to a forward fold. Half lift. A great half lift is grabbing the outside of your backs of your legs and bringing your shoulder blades back. Fold. Extended mountain. Let's take a breath right here. We know the sun salutation now. It's a reach up, a fold, a half lift, high to low, up dog or cobra, and then a down dog. Let's meet in a down dog. Bring your arms up and flow through. If you forget what you're doing, no big deal. Do a few things. We'll meet in a down dog. We're going to take a moment right here to do some fire hops. You can skip these. You don't have to go high. Feet are landing right where they're at. Push the floor away, bend the knees, and jump a little bit. Land. Jump a little bit higher, maybe. Land. One more time, might as well. Down dog. Top of the mat. Lift halfway. And then fold. Beginning sun bees. Inhale, chair pose. We'll stay for the breath out to sit a little bit lower and try to bring your shoulder blades back. Take your gaze up. Now fold. Half lift. High to low. Or step right back to a down dog. We're going to do plenty of these. Up dog or cobra. A downward facing dog. Right foot forward for the warrior one. Inhale, the arms come up. Settle that front knee over the front heel and square your hips. It's a hard pose to find, and we always rush through it. And we're going to rush through it. No big deal. We'll hold it later. Breathe in. High to low, step back to down dog. Maybe float the right leg. All three are great options. Up dog or cobra. Exhale is the down dog. Left foot forward, first warrior. Inhale, bring the arms up. Settle in. Maybe take the left hand to the lower back. Maybe bring your hands to press over top. Press into the pinky blade of that back foot. Got to keep that engaged. Fly. High to low or step right back to a down dog. Any option is fine. Your breath is awesome. Your choices are as well. Bend the knees, look forward. When you're almost empty, jump to your hands. Lift halfway. And fold forward. Inhale to chair pose. Exhale to fold. Half lift. High to low. Up dog or cobra. Down dog, and the remaining exhale, you'll step the right foot forward. Inhale, the arms come up. It's a nice long breath in, and now we'll flow. Same thing on the other side. That way you can use your exhale that brings you to the down dog to also step the left foot forward. Inhale, whole rise up. Exhale, flow it out. Maybe the left leg stays floated. Here we are, meeting in a down dog, cooling down the breath. If this isn't a pose that feels relaxing, come to a child's pose for a beat. Or take your gaze back toward your feet. Move to the front of your mat. I always come onto fingertips. I give myself space, half lift. Fold forward. Chair pose. Again to fold. Half lift. High to low. Same exercise as the last time. There'll be a back bend. The remaining exhale from the down dog. Right foot steps forward. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale to flow right to the other side. Flow it out. This is your breath. This is your life. You are awesome. Getting stronger all the time. Chair pose. See where we're at? It's a nice flow. Bring your hands together. And while we're here, let's twist over to the left shoulder, left elbow over right knee. I was going to say window, but might not be a window where you're at. Maybe you separate your arms. There's plenty of things to do right here. You can, for a beat, find a side crow. You're still breathing though, right? No big deal. Meet back up in chair. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to the other side. Find the twist. Stay here. Maybe find the side crow, or maybe separate the arms. Still breathing, still awesome. Back to a chair. There's the breath in. Fold forward. Breathe out. Half lift. Fold. Chair pose. Sit low in your chair pose. Now start to turn your chair into a power chair. First, interlace your hands, press your palms forward. You're still breathing, right? Bring your hands down, right and far in front of you. Reach all the way past. And if you're too far close to the front of your mat, take some steps back. Reach forward, bring your thumbs to touch. And then start coming on your tippy toes until your knees are sitting up on your triceps. And you might stay right here. Or you might begin to float a toe or two. If you don't feel like you've got the knees on top of the arms, maybe squeeze the legs. Just squeeze so hard at the outside of your arms that you squeeze them is what's holding you up. And we're going to shoot back to a chaturanga. No big deal. Or step right back to down dog. That's where we'll meet. This is where the poses will hold a little longer. Extend the right leg back. Step up to the first warrior. Inhale, bring the arms up. Find the pose, no rush. Bring your arms up. Front knee over front heel. Pinky blade of back foot engaged. Hips parallel. Like headlights on an old Buick, just like my glasses. And now let's take the eagle arm. Right arm underneath the left. Pull the forearms up. Press them away from the body. Press the hands together and steady your gaze. Have a breath in. And open to a warrior two as you breathe out. Front knee over front heel. You're still breathing, right? I was going to show you the warrior two, but I didn't want to be confused as my foot. I wanted you to feel it first. You got your warrior two, right? Front knee over front heel. Let's begin to straighten that front leg and bring the right arm down for a triangle pose. Great. In this class, a lot of times what they'll do is they'll shrink the feet so you can find peace fingers around the big toe and use that as leverage. That doesn't work for me. That's why a block comes in handy. So you can either find the block high, reach the left arm up. If you don't have a block, press the hand bone into the leg and use that as your leverage to turn open. You're definitely going to want a block for the next pose, because we're keeping the foot in a warrior two if you can. If you don't have a block, it's going to be super challenging. Shrink the feet a little bit. Bring the left hand down to the block and reach the right arm up. Now we're trying to stack shoulders. If you want to come on the ball of the back foot because your hips are saying no, no big deal, do so. Maybe take that left hand to the outside of the right ankle. Take your gaze up. Have a breath in. On the exhale, we'll come to a standing split. Right at the front of the mat. So we're standing on the right foot and the left leg is lifted. You can stay right here with blocks under your hands. Maybe. Maybe you begin to point those toes behind you and find little prayer hands behind the back. No big deal. Bend the standing leg and slowly step back to a crescent lunge. There's going to be warbles, and that back leg is going to be too short in. So extend the right knee forward, bring the arms up, and then bring the hands through. Shift forward and twist. Twist over your right knee, left elbow down. This is a great chance for you to separate your arms if you'd like. You don't have to. I don't want to. We're going to be strong in that front foot on the inhale up to crescent. Exhale to the warrior two. And now we enter the side angle pose. Plenty of variations. Maybe you take your right hand here because you could use some help right now. Just a relaxing place, but don't use all of your weight. Extend your left arm up and get a little bit lighter on that arm. I like to grab my ankles sometimes. The right hand, grab around the right ankle and press the knee wide with the elbow. This is a long pose held, so if you'd also like to find a half bind, maybe reach up and under. Take your gaze up. You're welcome to come to Bird of Paradise. We're here for another 20 seconds. You're also welcome to take that top hand overhead. Reach the bottom arm as well. There's a core workout, right? Take the gaze up, twist open. Let's come back to the side angle pose, everyone. Bring the hands to the mat, square the back foot in the first warrior, and then rise up to warrior one. Bring your hands together. Shift forward and twist. Left elbow, again, over right knee. This one twists a little bit different, and it's hard as heck. But each week you come, you're going to get stronger. It's just what happens. Bring your hands down and float through chaturanga. Step back to a down dog or come into a tabletop. From the down dog, bring your thumbs to touch. Walk your hands a little bit further forward and turn your elbows back so you can drop to both forearms. From here, maybe walk your feet in, but keep your gaze past your knuckle. From tabletop, interlace your hands. That's a nice thing for the shoulders. Walk the knees in, tuck the toes under, lift the legs. Same pose. Maybe you extend your right leg up and it just is straight as can be. It doesn't move. Left leg does a little jump. Just like we were jumping earlier on the down dog. Little jump. Child's pose. Relax, find your water bottle. It's a bit of a workout, ain't it? Greatest thing is we still got the left side. You ready? Downward facing dog. You don't have to rush, but you can come from where we were earlier. If you want more of an advancement, go ahead and lift the legs up, find the dolphin pose again, and then straighten both arms. Left leg lift, we're in the down dog. Step to the warrior one, empty the lungs, inhale the arms up. Maybe press your hands overhead. It's a good workout for your shoulders. Eagle arms, left arm on the bottom, right arm on top. How is your breath? Keep breathing. Inhale, reach up. Open to warrior two. Breathe out. Yeah, we held this warrior one for a little while I stood around trying to figure out where my mat was. By the way, that's a painting by Mara Aboud behind me. She did it in 1974. She does silk screens now, and she's got stuff in the White House. Straighten your front leg. Triangle pose. How is your breath? You know it's hard to breathe, talk, and do this stuff too. It's just hard to breathe in life. We're just cooling it down, getting better at breathing in wild situations. Slowly bring the right hand down, most likely to a block. I seem to have lost mine by throwing it away. Right hand down, left arm up. Revolved triangle pose. Sometimes I like to bend that standing front leg as I breathe in, and then straighten it and twist open on the breath out. It seems like some nice dynamic movement that gets me deeper in this pose. Have a breath in and use the exhale to come to a standing split. You can travel with the block. One block is fine, right? Try to point and flex those toes, right? Maybe you interlace your hands behind you, little palm pressing to the back foot. Bow the head down, tilt forward, sing a little song, and then gently step back to crescent lunge. Widen the stance if you need to by crawling the toes like worms, and then move through. Take your shoulders away from the spine and twist along that length. Right elbow over left knee. You could separate your arms if you'd like. We're not holding this twist very long. Elongate the crown of your head from end of your spine and round, and then just bring your arms up. Here we are, moving to the second warrior and entering the side angle pose, where you had plenty of time last time to do something new. If you'd like, take your top arm overhead and then reach back at your lower back and find the arch. Maybe the right hand comes under and you use this as leverage to look out. Or maybe you sink back. Look at this, like little skandasana legs, to hop forward and then press into the right foot and lift the left leg up. It's hard for me to straighten my left leg and really hard to stand up straight. So it's more important for me to try to stand up straight. Here I am, stand up straight, straighten the left leg. I'm gonna meet you back in a side angle pose slowly while I keep this bind and gently float the right leg back. Bring the hands down, square the back foot in the first warrior. Use your inhale to come up. The exhale to lean forward. Let's take another breath in for a nice lengthy twist on the exhale. Right elbow over left thigh. Back foot still in the second warrior. It's a big twist for the ankle. So healthy. You are awesome. I appreciate you watching. Bring the hands down, flow through chaturanga. Maybe step back to a down dog or to that tabletop pose. Moving right down again to Pincha Mayurasana. Drop to forearms. Maybe the left leg extends and the right leg just does those little hops, right? Left leg's just trying to do nothing except be strong and straight. Child's pose, glass of water. Another great pose is a rock pose. Seems a little bit smaller. Bring your chin toward your knees and your hands behind you with your hands on the mat, but your palms are facing up. And then your shoulders drape over your legs like a towel on a clothesline in the summertime or spring. See if you can slow down your breath. Enjoy that glass of water. Enjoy those kind thoughts of imagination. Downward facing dog. Great. We're going to find ourselves at the back of the mat doing push-ups. So we're finding ourselves in a chair pose actually, but we're not doing chaturanga push-ups. We're actually doing these side elbow muscle push-ups like regular old school, and then you push yourself back however many steps it takes to find a chair pose. Could be 10, could be 2, could be 1, could be 37, and Fold forward, find peace fingers at your big toes. First, walk your feet a little bit wider than your hips. And then grab your toes from the inside where the jam is. And allow your head to sink. Really pretend like those toes, you're trying to pull them up, but they're pressing into the earth. It's a basement door that's got springtime in it. Bring your elbows wide, lengthen your spine, and let your head hang heavy. Maybe from here you straighten the legs, sink into a sole shoulder, drop the head. Nice. Keep your right hand on the big toe and take your left hand to your hip. Press into your left foot and stand up with the right foot in your hand. Stay right now. Yeah, let's put that leg out straight. I was going to stay right there. You can. See, straighten that leg, press into the toe, or if that's not working for you, come right to the knee. We're like in a high march with the support of two hands, one at the hip to engage the low back and the belly, the one at the knee. Now the one at the knee is going to open the right leg up slightly to the right to open the hips. If you dare, take your left hand to cactus or to T and take your gaze over to the left hand. You're welcome to have your legs straight doing this as well. Plant the foot right to the other side. First, we fold forward. And we'll stand on our hands for gorilla pose. Take your feet wider than they were before and step on your hands up to your wrist crease. And use your toes to massage your wrist crease. Maybe even lift a heel up or two. Maybe even attempt lifting two heels up. And then relax your head. Slow down your breath and straighten your legs slightly and pull your elbows wide away from the body. To lengthen your shoulders away and to stretch your back. Release this little bind. Walk your feet in. Find peace fingers at your big toe on your left foot and start to kick down because it's fighting to come up. Right foot has to work. Pull it in close to the body. Maybe extend it out straight. Take your right arm out to a T or to cactus and open the leg up to the left while you're standing up straight. Still kick that foot into the hand. Take the gaze to the right fingertips. Breathe in. We are awesome. Relax back to center. Stand up straight. Reach up to the ceiling and come up on your tippy toes. And then take little tippy toe stretch steps to the top of your mat. Drop your heels, let your hands fall to your side. Reach them up, come on, your heels again, or toes. Exhale, bring everything down. And then take your right foot back for a wide-legged step. Make a pretty big step and then turn your toes in closer than your heels. Take your gaze up as you breathe in. Bring your hands down to the mat, wherever you want to go for this one. So many options. Listen to intuition. Maybe a knee bend, maybe a side stretch, maybe a glass of water, and maybe you get upside down. All you have to do is breathe. Anything else is an option. If you've decided to go upside down, bring your feet to the earth. If your feet got really wide and they feel tight already, walk them in just a little bit. And then bring your hands to your hips, pull your belly in, lift halfway, pull your shoulder blades back. On the exhale, you're going to stand up straight. And you're going to take your hands and press them right into your lower back. Turn the toes back in again because they probably fell out. Now we got the palms of the hand right in the arch of the back, fingers reaching down. Elbows point back, take a breath in, invite a back bend. And then exhale to a flat back. Keep pressing the hands into the back, leaning the shoulder blades back. Try to turn the hips forward. Relax now. Bring your hands down. And bring your hands in line with your heels. Even if you got to bend your knees a bunch, just like chaturanga hands, pretty much underneath the shoulders. Press into the hands, fingers same direction as toes. Begin to straighten your legs, drop the crown of your head, and use the pressing of your hands into the floor to pull you down to earth. See that? See how your low belly is pulling in and your hands are actually pulling you down. Maybe your feet can go wider. Maybe your elbows bend back. Still breathing. Awesome. Bring your hands out to a T and lift halfway. And then rise up the rest of the way. Interlace your hands at your lower back. Again, turn the toes in. Take the gaze up by pushing those knuckles down. And then fold forward, keeping the bind. Begin to push the hands together and through to the back of the room. So your palms are staying close to each other. And then lift them up if you get some lift from there. Boom. Bring your arms to a T and lift halfway. Rise the rest of the way up as you breathe out. Take a breath in like you're taking in all of what's great in the universe. And then as you breathe out, fold forward and find your peace fingers at your big toes again. Another lengthening tool for the back of the spine. I think this pose looks kind of like a ram. You know, as you pull your wrist almost over your pinkies and the elbows go wide. Allow the crown of your head to sink. You're still breathing, I think. Still breathing. Release your feet and bring your hands to the ground now. And start to walk your feet as wide as they will go. I'm really tight. I look like a very tall bridge from here, but some people might be able to take blocks underneath their legs. Some people might even like to come further out past their mat and utilize the space, and then you might be able to drop onto forearms. Wherever you're at, as far as your legs are apart from one another, try to press into the pinky blade of those feet like you're squeezing the mat towards itself. You're trying to ripple the mat. Even though this seems counterintuitive to get further apart while the legs are gripping in, great muscle work for the inside. Nice. We're gonna move to a half split or a full split if you've got it. First, drop your right knee down and turn to face the back of your mat. Stay right here if you'd like. There's plenty of options. You could stay right here, or you could practice floating with a bind behind you by pressing into the heel of that front foot, bow your head. It's not really the stretch we're looking for in this pose. You might tuck your back toes under and lift your back knees and drag that left foot forward to find the full expression of your twist today, or your split today. And then try to fold into the left knee evenly with both shoulders, maybe both elbows lower gently. Still breathing. Try to pull your low belly in and move to your front leg. So we're just swapping our way on the mat. The best way out of this pose is just to fall onto your butt. And if you've got blocks, it's going to be very helpful. For me, my arms are so long, they almost seem to get in my way. So we're beginning in a wide-legged straddle. And maybe push your butt forward to get a little bit of the meat behind you if you have more than me. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take both hands to the inside of the right foot or the right leg, right up tight to the body. And the shoulders go up to the ears, right? So now lower them down. Drop your elbows and try to pull your shoulder blades down your spine. And then pull your chin in and breathe in. As you exhale, push the floor away and lift the butt. Take a breath in and land. We're gonna move right over to the other side. Now we're on the left side. Again, shoulders just naturally want to go up. It seems like we can get higher up here, but we got more push when you lower the shoulder blades down the back. Lean forward, keep the shoulder blades down. On the exhale, push the floor away with your breath. And then land it. We're gonna go to the other side. We're doing 2 times on both legs. This is called the Mula Bandha checks. And it's a capturing of all the energy we put out, pressing it, bringing it, believing it, living it, baby. Okay, drop the shoulders. Maybe this time when you lift up, you float a leg or two. The right leg will be easier. Lift up, maybe the right leg floats. You'll get a Charlie horse. Land the butt. Almost done with these Mula Bandha checks. Plant the hands, bend the elbows back. We're on the left side now, lift up. There we are. Let it land. Extend your legs out long in front of you. Sit up straight. And then plant the hands underneath you. Again, we're drawing the shoulder blades down the spine and bending the elbows back. We're not going to lift up. We're just going to pretend like we are. Toes are closer than the heels. Every body muscle that you can think of is engaged and erect. Top of your head lifted. On the inhale, don't press up to reverse plank. Just press in and breathe in. On the exhale, bursts of air through the nose. Inhale. Inhale. Retain the breath. Reach up. Fold forward, empty the lungs. Find the toes. Maybe interlock 1 finger between each toe, making little knuckles with our feet. Or maybe find a block at the end of your feet to lengthen your legs. And even if this seems crazy today, it seemed crazy to me not too long ago. Let's go ahead and sit up straight. We're gonna turn the right knee in for a tree pose. Okay, I'm super tight here, so this isn't, I'm gonna find a block and I'll know where I can fold forward. Reach your arms up, fold over your left leg evenly. Maybe both hands wrap, but recently I've been enjoying grabbing the outside of the opposite leg bone with the opposite hand. So now my right hand is grabbing my left leg bone so I can pull that elbow forward and stretch the right shoulder blade. We're gonna rise up and plant the right foot into the earth. Keep about a fist distance away from foot to leg. And then hold that leg in tight with the left hand. The right arm is gonna reach up. As you breathe out, bring it down to the inside of the right leg and turn the thumb down. Now the thumb, you want that arm as far as you can, almost past the armpit. And then, look, we've got airplane arms, palms facing behind us. We'll use this as leverage to fold forward, or check to see if you can find a full or a half bind. Fingertips will come. And you're gonna wanna draw that left shoulder forward because it wants to squeeze behind you. Funny feeling pose. Unwrap. Plant your right hand behind you. Lift your left arm up. And on the exhale, bring the left arm to the outside of the right knee and we'll twist at the middle of the back. This pose can be done by crossing the right leg over the left as well. Each pose is great. All right, extend both legs long and then start to pull your heels in toward your body. Flex your toes, reach your hands forward, straighten your legs, both pose. Stay right here or flow through chaturanga. We'll do that maybe by pulling the knees in, rocking up and down the spine, taking the hands, feet under, shoot back, up dog or cobra, downward facing dog. And now we're just gonna jump through and meet you in a boat pose. Boat pose. Let's land it together. Left leg in now. And what I should have said earlier, sometimes it's nice to get that movement happening before we fold forward. So like a little shimmy of the knee. Reach both arms up and fold over the right leg. Same option as last time, maybe the left hand grabs the outside of that right leg and then pull that elbow forward. See how that just opens up that shoulder, gets a little stretch. I feel it, and I really enjoy it. Now we'll sit up straight, plant the left foot, hold it in tight with the right hand, and reach the left arm up. On the exhale, as far forward as you can, wrap the left leg, point the thumb down, reach behind you. Maybe find fingertips or a full bind. How's your breath? Let's unwrap this pose. Left hand becomes a kickstand so the spine can be straight. Either keep the leg here or cross it over. Reach the right arm up. A twist with the breath out. But you don't want to crunch the neck. So you don't want that neck looking as far over as it can too. We're twisting the back. That twisting of the neck all the way over is work for the neck. You don't need that. What the heck? Fantastic. Pull the knees in and rock up to a boat pose. Or again, to flow through chaturanga. We'll meet you right here in a boat pose. Right, let's come on to our back. And we're gonna do some bridge poses. Walk your feet in and see if you can feel your heels with your hands. If you haven't done a bridge, if you're in a bridge, go ahead and come up to a bridge. If you want a little bit more fun, take a block and squeeze it between your legs right here, just underneath the knees on the top part of the legs, and really, really, really squeeze. You can bring your hands beside you like robot hands. So when you lift up, you're coming straight up. And from there, maybe even your thumbs tuck underneath your hips. I've been enjoying taking my arms overhead for a nice long reach. Feels great in the neck and the lower spine. Lower on a breath out. You can always just have a long supported bridge pose. Bridge pose or wheel pose or a supported bridge pose, whatever you'd like. If you want to come to a wheel pose, walk your feet in. Take your hands behind you with your fingers facing toward your toes, and your elbows are pointed right up to the ceiling. I like to then walk myself even closer to my hands, and I believe that the exhale is what pushes me away from the ground. So first, the breath in. Exhale, lift up. Maybe you just come to the top of your head, or maybe you straighten your arms. Wherever you're at is great. Just breathing and enjoying this pose. If you're in a bridge pose, maybe take your hands underneath your back, interlace your hands and shimmy on your shoulder blades, and then press into your heels. Try to lay your head back. I got all this long hair lately and it's getting stuck under my bow tie. It's not a bow tie, is it? Try to squeeze those knees, want to fall apart. Let's lower on a breath out. Let's take the feet as wide as the mat. Let the knees lock in for a hammock pose with windshield wiper activity. Bridge or wheel pose. It's up to you. Set yourself up for what you want to do today. You don't have to do anything. You can stay right down. You could always come to a camel pose if you want. I'm not gonna. Straighten your arms. Wheel pose, still breathing. You got 10 more seconds. And then lower slowly. Let the breath out be what unlocks each knuckle to the ground. And when you get flat, get so flat. Tuck your tailbone up and let each knuckle press into the mat. Push all the air out to empty your lungs and be flat. And then choose an inversion of your choice. If you've got a block, come up on that block and put your legs up in the air. Or if you've got a wall close, man, legs up a wall are so great. You're also welcome to come back to that pincha pose and do some forearm handstands, regular handstands, or even a shoulder stand. Point and flex your toes, press your hands into your back, and see about being straight. So your knees are stretched over your shoulders. A slight bend in the knee helps get here. Wherever you're at, you're great. Just breathe in for about another 30 seconds, and you're welcome to move through any variation of this pose, like a plow pose. I don't know, do you set an intention at the beginning of class? Would you like to guide the energy to some specific place? I'm believing it for all of us. I'm using my imagination to see ours all correct. Mastering its intuition and using what it manifests correctly. Slowly make your way down onto your mat. You could stay on your block for a moment and extend your legs long for a gentle back bend. That can feel nice. And then when you're ready, go ahead and remove that block. Pull your right knee in toward your chest and extend your left leg long. Have a breath out as you do some circles. And then on the next breath in, steady the right arm to a T or to cactus flat on the ground. And twist right leg over across the left, a little supine twist. You might lift your head up and lay it long, and then take your gaze past your right fingertips. Plant the right foot, extend the left leg in toward the body. Squeeze the left leg, extend the right leg long. Do some circles with the ankle or the leg bones. And honor the exhale as it twists you across. Nice. Walk both feet in, squeeze your knees into your chest. And as you breathe out, pull your nose up toward your knees so you can find the outside of your feet for a happy baby. And either have some movement in this happy baby, massaging the spine, or another moment to see about hanging still. How flat can you get the shoulders and the spine onto the mat? And would you like any other pose before you lay your legs long and relax in a shavasana? All the good energy comes back to you here, all the hard work, probably the hardest pose to enjoy. Stay here for longer and pause this tape. Or fill up your belly with air till it's all the way full. And then part the lips and let the air out. Invite a little bit of movement. The movement that brings you over onto your right hand side, where you can make a little pillow with your right arm Find comfort. You can keep your eyes closed as you press up into a tabletop position that feels nice in your body. Keep your eyes closed. We'll share the sound of Om again from our own places. First, a clearing breath. Breathe in. I use my imagination to see the good things happening in life. Namaste. Yeah, thanks for showing up for the rocket class. I wonder how it went. Leave me a comment if you have any questions or comments. Yeah.